This is Star Television on Channel 21. Hello and welcome to the National News Bulletin. I am Leonora Jawara, and first we begin with the top stories. President Julius Maada calls on the European Union to remove restrictions on fish export to the European market.
This recognition that we are doing a lot of things right is very encouraging, and this should spur us as a nation to do even more.
First Lady Madam Fatima Maada turns the sword for the construction of a 100-bed Pediatric hospital at the 34 military hospital.
Out of curiosity, because you don't expect the military hospital not to be the best, because everywhere in the world the military hospital has to be the best.
The Ministry of Information and Communications has engaged media practitioners from across the country during a two-day retreat on the Manifesto commitment of President Julius Maada.
The achievements we have discussed during this workshop have all been made possible as a result of visionary leadership, committed leadership.
President Julius Maada has on Friday, 10 December, met with the cross-section of the media during the annual presidential media cocktail at State House in Freetown.
Development of the Sierra Leone media, especially in areas of institutional capacity building of professional bodies like SLAG, its affiliate bodies, and the Independent Media Commission.
The Ministry of Health and Sanitation has benefited from COVID-19 testing materials donated by the World Health Organization and GIZ, aimed at complementing government efforts in mitigating the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
This is part of the effort to support the continued containment of the COVID-19 pandemic.
And in sports, the chairman of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association, Bill Bonis Coker, has said the association will continue to display accountability and transparency as they enter the new year. Those are the headlines. Now let's get you details of the news. His Excellency President Julius Maada during the official commissioning of the fish processing plant at the Sierra Leone Fishing Company compound at KissyDock in Freetown, has called on the European Union to remove the restrictions on fish export to the European market. Abdul Rahman Kamara compiled this report, read by Alusine Bangura.
Launching the processing plant, President Julius Maada thanked the Sierra Fishing Company for such an investment, while also thanking the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources for providing leadership. President Bill said the country has just been qualified for a Millennium Challenge Compact and that the country has been asked to develop a compact. He maintained that the processing plant will help reduce unreported fish loss, adding that the country has introduced a radar system at the Cape Lighthouse that will now monitor the country's water. In the past 2 years, we have expanded the sector to create more jobs and provide more money in the sector. More importantly, we must be able to minimize post-loss and wastages in the fishing sector. This facility, President Bill said, will store fish under the best of safety measures with improved sanitation. There is possibility for skills training for the safe handling of our fish, and this will allow getting our fish to the consumer. The President challenged Sierra Leoneans to look beyond just catching fish and smoking them. There must be added value to our fish product.
This recognition that we are doing a lot of things right is very encouraging, and this should spur us as a nation to do even more and better. We assert in our new direction manifesto and in the medium-term national development plan that fisheries as a subsector contributes 12% of GDP, employs over 500,000 people, and is the staple of economic activity right along the coastline and in the interior of Sierra Leone. In line with our bid to achieve food security, fish remains the primary source of primary protein for most Sierra Leoneans.
The managing director of Sierra Leone Fishing Company, Basim Jamil Mohammed, said the construction of this plant started in 2009. We have come a long way, and this plant will now allow us to export fish to the European market. Basim thanked the government of Sierra Leone and the ministry for achieving this great stride. The cost of this plant since its inception has cost us around $15 million. Mr. Basim noted that the processing plant will provide over 1,000 skilled and unskilled jobs and will allow fish from Sierra Leone to be exported overseas.
Which was designed by our consultants and built to meet European sanitary and other international standards. Construction of this plant started in 2009, and the first phase of the plant was completed in 2011. Our able government for putting in modalities in order to restart this process again. And we thank the minister who last year urged us to start, to finish this plant and commission it. We therefore started our preparations.
The Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, Honorable Emma Kowa-Jallow, in her statement said having a processing plant is a great achievement and that the plant meets international standards. With this new plant, we will be able to overcome some of the difficult challenge we have been having in the sector. We are currently working on other areas and very soon we will commission other projects, said the minister. This processing plant is a milestone in fish processing that will now aid the export of our fish to the European markets.
Processing plant with the required standard would lead to issues of onshore-based facilities that will generate revenue, create jobs for youth and women, and improve the socio-economic well-being of the community because of the additional jobs and services that it will create. I know that with the new processing plant, our fisheries products will now be labeled as products of Sierra Leone. So, that is the issue of traceability of the product and the value-added chain, addition chain.
These plants will create jobs, boost the economy, and with improvement in the sector, our fish will now be labeled as made in Sierra Leone. The Industrial Fishing Agency will now be able to export fish with maximum standard, the minister asserted. The processing plant, worth around $15 million, is the first in the country that will now allow fish from Sierra Leone to be marketed in the European market. For Star News in Freetown, compiled by Abdul Rahman Kamara, read in our studios by Alusine Bangura.
Now, the First Lady, Madam Fatima has turned the sword for the construction of a 100-bed pediatric hospital and a 34 military hospital at Wilberforce in Freetown on Friday, 18 December. Judge Elliot Sam was there and he files in this report.
Her Excellency, the First Lady, Madam Fatima Maada, together with the Honorable Member of Parliament of Constituency 128, Honorable Benjamin Turay, has on Friday, 18th December 2020, turned the sword for the construction of a 100 beds for the Pediatric Department of the 34 Military Hospital in Freetown. Colonel Dr. Stephen Sivali, while welcoming and also declaring the purpose of the program, stated that the turning of the sword for the 100 beds pediatric ward at the 34 Military Hospital is not the only gesture that the hospital have got from the First Lady, as she has done a lot by donating medical materials to them. He further thanked her for always thinking about them. He also commended the constituency Honorable Benjamin Turay for always answering to the call of the hospital.
Over the past 5 years, Her Excellency, the First Lady, has been a partner and a friend to the 34 Military Hospital. Year in, year out, she will visit, particularly at the end of the year, around Christmas, and provide gifts and support to children and the mothers, and also to pregnant women in this hospital. In the last 2 years, she said, I want to see the transformation of 34. Because she has been able to understand the chronic problems in the health system. This year alone, I think this is our 4th visit. Visited previously and presented gifts. Visited during the COVID-19 response and made donations. Visited again and said, let us identify land. And now, she is here to commission the beginning of a state-of-the-art 100-bed pediatric unit.
In a statement, the Honorable Minister of Defense, Brigadier General retired Kelly H. Conte, thanked Madam Fatima Bio for always thinking about the welfare and status of the military, and further stated that the 100 beds for the pediatric ward will help give a facelift to the status of the hospital.
I wish to start by expressing, on behalf of the ministry, our profound thanks and appreciation to our First Lady and Mother of the Nation, Our Excellency Madam Fatima Maada, for our unflinching support to the Ministry of Defense. The turning of the sword of a new pediatric department that will triple the capacity of the previous structure reaffirms our commitment to improving medical outcomes for the children of this country.
In an interview, the Honorable Member of Parliament of Constituency 128, Benjamin Turay, stated that this has always been his dream, as he narrates a situation where his son was sick and the experience he went through, as he had to wait for a bed before his child was admitted. He further thanked the First Lady for always thinking about his people, and his vision is to rebrand Constituency 128 among others.
Also today 34, where I believe say now one of the most important day for me as a member of Parliament, and also for the country as a whole, for the new direction with President retired Brigadier Julius and the First Lady of this particular country, where then take up upon this project for do this pediatrics ward outside now they take care of Pekin and they Pekin they admit. At one time, myself, my son we don't admit na this particular side, this pediatric side, when 2 years of age. Can you imagine where I can that particular attend the bed not the all the bed and full, and me picking a total amount and discharge one particular patient before me picking get access to a bed. So of course, I'll be taking this step up to the First Lady. I say this nothing really the border. At least I want to pay attention to this particular area. And as a First Lady, as a mama, with the listening and always ready for supporting man, support the President and support the new direction. INSEF can pay a visit to this particular hospital, at 34 hospital, and INSEF see the reality of waiting I go tell them as a member of Parliament. So today we are also today for turn the soil of this particular hospital in a 100 bed, when they can do get all facilities the way they think of na this particular 34 hospital.
Giving a keynote address and officially launching of the construction work, Her Excellency Madam Fatima Bio said her utmost vision is to see every Sierra Leonean child is well and fit, and her relationship with the military has always been good and perfect, and there are more goodies to come for them.
2014, I have been part of the process. And 34 hospitals has been so dear to me. And I remember one day, Honorable Benjamin Turay, that was way before he became the Honorable of this constituency, he asked me to come to 34 hospital and see the plight of the people in this hospital. Oh, yeah. And I was curious, and I'm like, Benji, why you want to come me 34? He said, Mommy, I want to be the MP, I will change this place. We hospital, we people in the sofa. So I came here the very first time, 2015, when we started giving out donations to the hospitals. I came here first time out of curiosity, because you don't expect the military hospital not to be the best, because everywhere in the world, the military hospital has to be the best.
For Star News in Freetown, George Elliot Sam reporting.
The Ministry of Information and Communications has engaged media practitioners from across the country during a 2-day retreat on the Manifesto commitments of President Julius Maada. Now, the 3-day engagement ceremony was held in the Township of Bo. Moses Oju Kamara puts this report together.
The country's representative, World Health Organization, Dr. Stephen Shongwe, said the supplies was procured with the support from GIZ, which is part of the efforts to support the continued containment of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. He explains more.
So these supplies were procured with the support of GIZ. This is part of the effort to support the continued containment of the COVID-19 pandemic. As my colleague Dr. Charles mentioned at the very beginning, GIZ provided support to the country to develop capacity in various areas, including IPC, case management, surveillance, risk communication and community engagement, and many other areas, but also laboratory testing capacity. And as a result, over time, the capacity has improved. And we are very grateful to GIZ and the government of Germany and the people of Germany. So, CMO, today would like to hand over to you the following laboratory supplies.
The country director, GIZ Sierra Leone and Liberia, Christian Widman, said they are not only partner with Sierra Leone but also World Health Organization, which is one of their strategic partner when it comes to health, even in the situation of COVID-19. And they will continue to support the health system in Sierra Leone.
Kind of agreement that with German taxpayers' money we can provide funds to be then managed by WHO to have what you see here, and you have heard it's not all yet. It's just the first batch of things which come into the country, and for GIZ, as it's been said, we are a long-standing partner not only of Sierra Leone but also of WHO. We consider WHO as one of our strategic partners when it comes to health, and all the more in a situation like COVID. But that this initiative, which is called COVAX, a global vaccine initiative, is also supported by the German government, and the German embassy asked me in particular to mention that Germany will contribute 100 million euro to this initiative, and this is just one, because Germany, as you know, is part of the European Union. European Union, by the way, also supports the regional pandemic program implemented by GIZ, but the European Union adds another 500 million euro to COVAX. So that deserves another round of applause for the EU. And, I was told that Sierra Leone is eligible to come into it. It's called Advanced Market Commitment of AMC of COVAX. So I really hope that very soon we will also have the first vaccines here in the country. Thank you very much.
The Chief Medical Officer, Ministry of Health and Sanitation, Reverend Thomas Samba, said Sierra Leone was the last country in the sub-region to get a case, which the outbreak will dispute the positive development mandatory and has demographic and socio-economic consequences. He further thanked WHO and GIZ for the support in helping in the fight against COVID-19 in the country.
Fortunately, Sierra Leone was the last country in the sub-region to get a case. But we have also seen that cases have erupted. The fact that people are dying, no matter how small, is a cause for concern. Outbreaks will disrupt our positive development trajectory, and it has demographic and socioeconomic consequences. And we try to limit by studying the dynamics and parameters of the outbreak. Fortunately also, the world has an increasing arsenal of public health measures which, if effectively applied, will definitely halt any outbreak.
For Star TV News, I am Admire Samai reporting.
His Excellency the President, Julius Maada has on Friday, 18 December, met with a cross-section of the media during the annual presidential media cocktail at State House in Freetown. According to the Presidential Press Secretary, Yusuf Keke Thomas Sandi, the engagement is aimed at establishing a common platform for mutual interaction and understanding with the media practitioners. Judge Elliot has the details.
His Excellency President Dr. Julius Maada at his State House office has on Friday, 18th December 2020, held the annual media cocktail party with journalists across the country. In a statement, President Dr. Julius Maada revealed that his relationship with the media has been cordial throughout the year. He further stated that he has been reliably informed by the Minister of Information and Communication in collaboration with the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists to put the request tools together to host an investment conference on the media that will attract investment in the media to alleviate media poverty and poverty in the media. This investment conference, according to President Bio, is expected to hold next year in commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Sierra Leone Association, 60th anniversary of independence, respectively.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, government was greatly concerned about the absence of a designated government print media outlet for the dissemination of government information following the induced collapse of the SLENA and its associated publications. The Sierra Leone Daily Mail and Sierra Leone News. We are pleased to note that the Minister of Information and Communication was able to mobilize and leverage private sector resources to rehabilitate the collapsed building and revitalize Sierra News. Thank you, Mr. Minister. It is also important to know that through my engagement with the United Kingdom government, the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office has committed to support the development of the Sierra Leone media, especially in areas of institutional capacity building of professional bodies like SLAG, its affiliate bodies, and the Independent Media Commission. I have also been reliably informed by the Minister that the Ministry of Information and Communication, in collaboration with SLAG, has put the requisite tools together to host an investment conference on the media that will attract investment in the media to alleviate media poverty and poverty in the media. The investment conference is expected to hold early next year in commemorating the 50th anniversary of SLAG and the 60th anniversary of our independence as a country. I also want to commend the Minister and his team for the successful inaugural media treat on our Manifesto commitments held in Bo this week. The media has always been with us on this journey since the launch of the Manifesto, and we must continue to take them along as critical partners to provide an independent assessment of the many great things we have done and continue to do as a new direction government. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by revealing that this year my relationship with the media has been so great that certain newspapers even now offer me spiritual advice. For instance, on the 21st of August, the Night Watch newspaper published on its front page, President Bio beware of the devil. I've since gone in search of this devil, but to no avail. But I've just been reminded that the devil is in the details. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, my friends in the media, we quarrel, we settle our quarrels, and continue to work together for the betterment of Sierra Leone. Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2021.
For Star News in Freetown, George Elliot reporting.
While you're still watching the news bulletin here on Star TV. Now, the World Health Organization and GIZ has donated COVID-19 testing materials to the Ministry of Health and Sanitation to support government effort in mitigating the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Admire Samai tells us more.
The country's representative, World Health Organization, Dr. Stephen Shongwe, said the supplies was procured with the support from GIZ, which is part of the efforts to support the continued containment of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. He explains more.
So these supplies were procured with the support of GIZ. This is part of the effort to support the continued containment of the COVID-19 pandemic. As my colleague Dr. Charles mentioned, at the very beginning, GIZ provided support to the country to develop capacity in various areas, including IPC, case management, surveillance, risk communication and community engagement, and many other areas, but also laboratory testing capacity. And as a result, over time, the capacity has improved. And we are very grateful to GIZ and the government of Germany and the people of Germany. So, CMO today would like to hand over to you the following laboratory supplies.
The country director, GIZ Sierra Leone and Liberia, Christian Widman, said they are not only partner with Sierra Leone but also World Health Organization, which is one of their strategic partner when it comes to health, even in the situation of COVID-19. And they will continue to support the health system in Sierra Leone.
Kind of agreement that with German taxpayers' money we can provide funds to be then managed by WHO to have what you see here, and you have heard it's not all yet. It's just the first batch of things which come into the country, and for GIZ, as it's been said, we are a long-standing partner not only of Sierra Leone but also of WHO. We consider WHO as one of our strategic partners when it comes to health, and all the more in a situation like COVID. But that this initiative, which is called COVAX, a global vaccine initiative, is also supported by the German government, and the German embassy asked me in particular to mention that Germany will contribute 100 million euro to this initiative, and this is just one, because Germany, as you know, is part of the European Union. European Union, by the way, also supports the regional pandemic program implemented by GIZ, but the European Union adds another 500 million euro to COVAX. So that deserves another round of applause for the EU. And, I was told that Sierra Leone is eligible to come into it. It's called Advanced Market Commitment of AMC, of COVAX. So I really hope that very soon we will also have the first vaccines here in the country. Thank you very much.
The Chief Medical Officer, Ministry of Health and Sanitation, Reverend Thomas Samba, said Sierra Leone was the last country in the sub-region to get a case, which the outbreak will dispute the positive development mandatory and has demographic and socio-economic consequences. He further thanked WHO and GIZ for the support in helping in the fight against COVID-19 in the country.
Fortunately, Sierra Leone was the last country in the sub-region to get a case. But we have also seen that cases have erupted. The fact that people are dying, no matter how small, is a cause for concern. Outbreaks will disrupt our positive development trajectory, and it has demographic and socioeconomic consequences. And we try to limit by studying the dynamics and parameters of the outbreak. Fortunately also, the world has an increasing arsenal of public health measures which, if effectively applied, will definitely halt any outbreak.
For Star TV News, I am Admire Samai reporting.
And to round up a news bulletin, let's see what's happening in the sporting world. As the chairman of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association, the Sport Bonis Coker, has said the association will continue to display accountability and transparency as they enter the new year. Let's now join our sports correspondent, Hilton John, for more.
Good day, everyone. Welcome for today's sporting news. The Sierra Leone Cricket Association has concluded the annual general meeting over the weekend at the Kingtown Field, St. Elwood Secondary School in Kingtown. According to the president or the board chairman of the association, who is Bresford Bonskoker, the association will continue to be transparent and accountable to its membership. He said peace and unity will continue to prevail in the association among its stakeholders. Here is the report. The Peaceful Congress of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association's annual general meeting has concluded among its stakeholders at the St. Edward's Secondary School, Kingtown. The AGM team leading the game like it has never been, led before brought together heads of 16 clubs, registered with the Sierra Leone Cricket Association, coaches, umpires, representatives from the National Sport Authority, and members of the press. During the open session, Stephen Kelfala, one of the directors of the National Sport Authority, described the Sierra Leone Cricket Association as being a serious sporting association. He added that the Sierra Leone Cricket Association is a well-organized organization who presented a document while going through the registration protocol with the National Sport Authority.
Indeed, the National Sport Authority will stand for sport development in Sierra Leone, and our 4 key thematic areas for us to ensure sport development in Sierra Leone. Governance is one major area in which we actually believe if we're able to address the governance structure, we'll be able to get the sports running for the good of the country. And that is why we are very strict with our registration criteria. And I see club members dancing. Our next phase 2021 is on the clubs. We are developing frequently asked questions as to how clubs participate in national competitions. But that's the whole engagement we do. We want clubs, just like what I was telling the board and even the management of NSA was, if we can get the associations working well, the executive, the clubs can work well. And once we're able to get the governance structures of the association working well, they will replicate similar thing to the clubs.
He maintained with over 90% support the 2020 Sierra Leone Cricket Association Constitution. Harassment and ethics codes were adopted and passed into law. 2 new clubs and other branches arms were admitted into the fold of the association. Speaking at the AGM, the Chief Executive Officer of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association, Francis Trevor Samura, said the association governance structure should be strengthened, as Sierra Leone is already among the top 40 countries in the world that take decisions at the International Cricket Council, ICC. Going forward, he said the mandate of the current executive will expire in June 2021, but the board has 90 days to conduct elections. He added that the Sierra Leone Cricket Association needs $365,000 to finance the 5 tournaments it has next year. This is way above the $240,000 annual grant coming from the ICC. The board chairman of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association, Breso Bonskoka, said they want to start hosting tournaments because people want to see the game play at the highest level. He added this goes with the development playing facilities. It includes developing the Kingdom Police Oval, the Prince of Wales Police Oval, Jala University Cricket Ground, and the dedicated field of the FBC to international standards that want to see other countries coming to play international competition in Sierra Leone.
Cricket, one of the things I like about cricket is like fast bowlers. They are always emotional. They are always angry. But at the end of the day, they sit down and then we move forward. This is life. I don't like wherein everybody says yes. It makes me even nervous. I like where people say no. But if you say no, the no should be a learning curve rather than a dissenting voice. And even if you're a dissenting voice, let it be of substance so that at least we will all move on. Like you rightly said, Emmanuel, we're looking forward to younger people coming up, which is why when they mention about ex-cricketers, I said at a given point in time, we all have to be an ex, which means we need people to move on. And the association is not owned by anyone. It's owned by all of us. I came to cricket when I was a schoolboy. Mr. Panda could attest to that. I came to cricket when I was very young. I was in my 30s, and now I'm 53. I love this game. Because I've been so busy in the past 2 months, I can't believe that I've not been to Kingdom for the past 2 months because I'm busy. And the good thing is everybody noticed it because they know that this chairman is devoted to the development of the game. That is my heart of hearts. It is the devotion to the game. It's not about the politics. I'm not a politician. I'm a sportsman.
It further that the association wants to take cricket to the 4 corners of the country, which has been the focal point of the existing executive. He thanked the stakeholders, the umpires, the journalists for their continued support in developing the game they love. For Star TV News in Freetown, I am Elton John reporting. Great concern coming over here from some stakeholders talking about the development of cricket, and we hope that Cricket Association will continue to get more development come 2021, said by the board chairman. The electoral board of the Sierra Leone Football Association has slated a date for the 2021 SLF Elective Congress. The election will be staged on the 26th and 27th of February 2020. Nomination starts as from today. More of that will be coming up in our next news bulletin. Some key stakeholders within various sporting associations has expressed their Christmas messages and New Year to followers of sport in the country, more especially our sponsors. Among them is Mercury International. Let's get a bite from these our stakeholders within the sporting family and also our sponsors.
Hello everyone, and the great people in Republic of Sierra Leone, and I want to take this opportunity to wish each and every one of you all a happy Christmas and a prosperous new year.
I want for greet una all and wish una all happy Christmas and New Year in advance.
Well, first of all, to we brothers and sisters Sierra Leoneans, them, this not to the kind of Christmas where I go say when I go out and when I go enjoy myself, because I don't think that the time, this not to the time for that. But of course, people get for go out and get for relax and then get for day with their family. So I hope say when I get a pleasant time doing that. But please when I remember, COVID not finished yet. COVID still in the country. COVID is still dangerous. It still they kill people then, and it still get the propensity for making come back more vicious than before and for less spread. So please, social distancing, but most importantly, una please wear una mask na public. Wear a mask for save lives, please. And of course, una not forget for constantly to wash una hands. But the mask is very, very important, and social distancing. So to everybody, all we, my brothers and sisters, them, all we customers, we retailers, we staff and everybody, wanna have a good Christmas, wanna have a safe Christmas. I wish you all prosperity for 2021, but please, wanna remember, say COVID is real, it's still there around. We not get the vaccine yet, we don't even know when we go get the vaccine. So please, wanna take care of una self, and wanna take care of the person next to una. And let God bless una all this 20.
And that's all we have for you in a Star News Bulletin file. Thank you so very much for watching. I am Leonora Jawala. Please stay with us if you can.